Alright guys, welcome. Just joined the first game between mathace and Simba7, Dutch FM. And I'm going to be streaming on a slight delay, so the viewers don't have any advantage of watching this stream. And we have a game from the losers, so-called losers bracket, where as Simba has lost his match against Yasugi, which was to be expected, of course. And mathace, I believe, lost against the Lone Wolf, but I'm not entirely sure. I'll check that later. And so I expect this to be quite an even match, where mathace is the player with the most experience, I'd say. I think he has a lot of games, yeah. Almost 60,000 games, as you can see, which is huge. And Simba only has 1,000 and a few, which also seems like a lot, but he probably, if he will have trouble this match, it probably is because he has a lack of experience. But against Yasugi and also against Igor Bugmate in his first round, he showed a lot of nice preparation. So he is willing to put in the effort. That's a first nice sign. And also he's a strong chess player. He's an FM. And that means that he's probably good at calculating and stuff like that, which is most of the time useful in Crazy House. And mathace is just a really experienced player. He used to be 2400 in some days, but lately more around the 22 or 50 mark, in my experience. And I think he plays a lot of quick time controls, like 1-0 and stuff like that. So let's talk about the position for a bit. We had a classic e4 e5 game, I believe. Yeah. And now mathace is threatening to take this knight and trying to arrest this one. So you have to figure something out here. First idea would to be knight takes f7, but you have to calculate pawn takes f3 there. It also might be possible here to try to go for rook h1. He's going for bishop takes f7, more the forcing move. And then repeats. Because now if you take on f3, I think he wants... if you take back with the queen, there was knight at h4, but okay, he wants to take back with the knight and then say this bishop is covering these important squares. And also there's some attack on this f7. I like this move rook h1. Now you have to watch out for pawn at g6 ideas, and maybe pawn at f5. A logical move would be to play bishop at g6, but it just runs into pawn at f5 and helps white, so I don't like this move by mathace. Hey Ominous, welcome. So now there's this bishop in hand also. The rook is covering h4, so bishop at h7 should be really strong. King h8 takes g6. Blocking, and he can block on h3, okay. Lol, whole supple. Yeah, sure, probably. I'll text you. Okay, so this happened, this pawn at h3, and now the king is safe on g1, I presume. Taking on f3 can be good because queen at g8 is mating. So you have to figure out something else. And also if there might be some knight g5 ideas after. But I think you have to move the queen. Now rook at g8. I don't know. It just wins the queen, but the king seems safe on h7. There might be some rook here. Take the queen. Take. I didn't expect it to go like this. But maybe this is fine. I was thinking now bishop takes c6 is just a good move. And knight g5 might. Queen takes g4, now there's some sort of safety because rook at g2 can just take. And the queen is, or the king is on the h file, so nothing there. And now there's knight at f7 with mate, so you have to watch out as black. You cannot go knight at g3 and take the queen. So he defends knight d8. But now surely Simba should have enough here. He can even take time to take the rook if he wants. It's a safe option, but I think rook at h7 or queen at h7 next. He's just keeping it safe. Queen at g8, yeah. Alright, Simba takes first game. And I don't really know what to predict for this match. So there's this e4 d5 line, and this is something we saw in previous Simba matches. He knows this. He's prepared this. I've not checked it myself, but Simba will be confident going into this, and that's a good match strategy, especially if your opponent doesn't know what to do. And it seems like Mathace doesn't know these kind of lines, so that will give Simba an advantage on the clock. And maybe it will be dubious to play like this, I don't know, but at least it gives the advantage on the clock and the feeling that you're walking into opening preparation is also not a nice feeling. Okay, so bishop coming to c6, queen now looking at c7, but the bishop is also looking at g2. But at least bishop d6 seems like it's prevented. And usually white's, if black doesn't get active soon, white is usually okay in these e4 d5 lines. But probably pawn at d4 or something like that is annoying enough. There's also a pawn at h4 maybe. Okay, he goes for bishop d6, basically provoking queen takes g7, rook g8, queen, sack knight takes g8, rook at h8. Probably rather forcing. A rook at h8, queen at g7, so rook at h8 is not good. He goes for it anyway, but queen at g7 just wins the rook, or the rook takes the knight. He preserves the queen in hand even. That's actually a nice one, because now he can maybe use the queen, but then again you still have to worry about knight or pawn at g7, knight at h5 ideas. Hey Scatcore Fox, welcome. So the queen now moves to f6. Mathace has to calculate this line at least with pawn at g3, but I don't think it's anything. And he also had to worry about the rook, of course, in the first, the major threat. And this is where this is really, I think people like to call this chessing in Crazy House. And just slowly bringing the queen to f6, threatening the rook, and then bringing the queen to g6, threatening the rook, c2 and g2. I think maybe there's a counterplay with pawn g7 and rook h8. So pawn g7, king e7. Okay, he's just giving up the rook. Why? Maybe pawn takes b7 was feared. Simba at least he reacted very quickly. The idea here is that rook at g8, queen takes g7, rook takes g8, and knight at f6 forks. So that's why I thought you had to go to e7. And but well, yeah, you give up a lot of material, but still, I think it should be fine for white to go rook h8. Try to win the queen. But now they here see the point I was making earlier, that there's just time trouble coming for Mathace, and Simba still on 1.5 minutes. So pawn at f5. Just a safe move. You could also take on g2, I guess. Maybe a bit more of a reaction move to keep the pressure on the clock here. Just knight e7. Or even take the rook. Or take here. All seem possible, but probably not necessary to let this happen. Okay, there we go. Simba 2-0. That's a good start for Simba. Mathace is not finding his game just yet. Losing the white game pretty easily, it seemed like, and walking into Simba's prep, so he has to find something else there. And maybe not repeat the same black line. And he's doing that already, so in terms of match strategy, that's a good thing, I believe. And we already have a very wild position. Yeah, taking on g4. Bishop could take here, but I think attacking f7 soon would be a nice idea. So you could put a knight here, you could play this knight here. He's going for the queen trade. I think the knight is better on e5. Watch out for queen at d1, of course. And now if you take, the d7 becomes weak. And it's of course a nice idea to put a pawn on g2 and a pawn at h2, but d7 is just too weak. Yeah, I like this move because it makes white choose. c3, you don't want to play c3 basically, because it allows later on knight on d3 or c2. So knight c3 seems the proper reaction indeed. And now maybe knight at e2 to defend both knights. But you would like to play something active here. Bishop here, and then he had covered the rook, so knight at b3 is also nice. But now pawn here maybe. Okay, he goes for pawn at d2, but I don't see why. Probably he wanted king takes d2 and bishop takes c3 and knight at c4. Maybe, or just lure away the attacker of a5. Yeah, I don't think you can sack the queen here, but maybe you have to. Because, no, maybe bishop at f4. That's a nice move. Maybe you had to start with bishop at f4. There was king c1, king b1 there maybe. But still now. You get a lot of pieces, and now knight at c4 is annoying. Ideas of taking here twice. And also, yeah, some more tricks will come into play. This is a good move, forking the bishops. If bishop d7 you can take here, and there's no knight at c4 anymore. So what to do here? Okay, knight at b5. Attack c3 as well. And you still preserve the knight for c4. So maybe take this with the pawn and then go for something like pawn at e6 was an idea. Defending c3 like this is also a good idea, I believe. It also gives the rook no longer the scope it had before. Mathace needs to find active moves here, otherwise his position will collapse. It's just really shaky. A lot of pieces hanging. Okay, knight at c5. He wants like this, and he also wants the queen to move somewhere, and then knight at e4 maybe. But another queen comes in. Now I think there's just time to take this bishop. He takes the knight. I think he could have sacrificed this queen for this bishop, and then a pawn at e6 would be really strong. But oh well, this seems fine as well. Don't know. Queen takes c3, knight c3 probably loses. So knight e5, nice move, because it prevents knight c3, and it creates real threats of taking the knight, and knight takes c7. So Simba's doing this, he's playing this correctly. Nice defense. Defensive and attacking both. Yeah, here you can take. I think you have to take. king d2 could also be played. Maybe, but rook at e2 and pawn... Nah, king d2 is nothing. So you have to take, yeah. And now put a knight on e4, I guess. Defend this one. Because there is a threat here, I believe, of rook d2, king f1. Rook d1 is at least a draw, and maybe more. I like this move. It lures away the rook, so then rook at e1 is made. And you also threaten knight at g1 with checkmate ideas. So Simba in trouble here, and it looked like he had the game under control, but Mathace is finding some really inventive moves. Because time trouble is now coming. Bishop f5 to renew the threat, I guess. Because basically this says, okay, I have not found anything here, so just bishop f5. Don't waste time on knight at g1, because if this bishop gets taken, there's nothing left. Okay, so he goes pawn at b2. It gives time though for this move. Ah, nice. Promoting to knight. If you took, it was rook d2 and promoting here. Nice find by Mathace, but he needs to find the checkmate here. Ah, that's a good start. Cover c7. Ah, he's too slow. He didn't find the checkmate, and Simba takes it. Surely now, because there's no attack left. And there's just queen sacrifices all over. Wow, I thought most definitely there was something, some sequence there should have been winning, I feel like. But alright, Simba takes it again. Let's see if Mathace goes for the same line. Okay, no, so he deviates again. It almost got him to win last game, deviating quickly. So, Simba making use of the fact that there's no bishop open yet to play knight h6 and knight f5. And there might be some, normally e6 is already played. There might be some advantage to that. Not having to play e6 just yet. But probably we will see some transposition with bishop here or bishop here. And then e6. So the problem is that you have to play e6 sometimes or sometime, because otherwise white will play e6 and then there's this pawn block on your own king and this bishop is really important that it goes off his home square. Okay, so asking the question to this bishop, what do you want? For example, now if you take with the bishop e6, already annoying. e6 takes knight e5. And there's just this threat on f7 all the time. So yeah, I like this. But now with the bishop on g5, there might be knight c5. Because normally you would react e6 to that. Okay, but bishop at b4. I was just about to say bishop at b4 probably is the reaction to that, so probably castles first was slightly better. Okay, now mathace is just trying desperately something on the dark squares. And if takes here, he probably wants to sacrifice on f7. So takes. But there's no knight drop on g5 coming. So this again seems to go Simba's way. The opening battle, at least. Yeah, bishop at d6, I don't like that move. Now just take with the bishop. Take bishop at b7 might be annoying, but probably there's some pawn d2. Knight at c7, he had to calculate that. Knight at c7 or taking here. Knight at b6 also had to be calculated. So he goes to d8 to not allow knight at b6, which was annoying. And now he's banking on these threats to work. This move is designed to make him use a blocker, so the pawn or bishop, whatever he blocked with, could not be used on d2 anymore. Now he's also used the bishop to defend d2. And if queen takes g2, probably bishop takes c7. King takes d7 is forced there. Knight at b6, king e6. It might be safe for no. That's a nice idea. Bishop takes c7, king here, knight at b6, if king back pawn d7 is made. But if the king runs to f6, there's knight f4 back, defending g2. So basically, that was just the line that says you cannot take on g2. So you have to find another move. Problems with taking here probably is knight at c6, pawn at b7 ideas, where the rook is trapped. So bishop here, designed to defend b2 and also to create threats against f2. And also if queen g2, that's probably more forcing. But now bishop gets taken with check, and if you take again, there are all kinds of checks. I think knight b7 should be winning here, or knight b6 should be winning. You have to play a double check. Knight b6, queen d7. This allows rook e8, I don't like that. Knight b6, yeah, had to be played. Because now there's the possibility of blocking and... Okay, bishop at c8. And maybe promotes, but... I don't know. He made it tougher than it should have been. There's bishop takes c7. King takes pawn at b6. That was nice. And now he's allowing a lot. But Simba low on time. So knight at f3 probably didn't work. he's opting to defend. Taking the knight to get some material, maybe knight at c4. This is going to be a time scramble. Knight at c4. I thought knight at c4 first was necessary. Wow, what is he doing? Mathace is not playing his best in these time scrambles, and now knight at f3 checkmate. Yeah, knight b6 had to be made, or at least a very strong attack, bringing the queen in with check. This is a tough one. Not only Mathace is still not on the board, but also psychologically you know that you had a good chance in game 3 and a better chance in game 4 to win, or at least get a good position. So Mathace is going for bishop f6. Yeah, I think just taking on e5 is fine. Seems logical. And now maybe just pawn at d4. Okay, he's going for the sack. There's, so, for example, takes knight takes e5, queen d5. So yeah, already it feels like white is better. Yeah, just bishop back. If knight f6, pawn at h6 is provoked. So what white wants to do here is to play pawn at f7, provoke a knight move, and then go pawn at h6. And maybe take on e5 in between. And white also might try to bring the queen in on d5 somehow. So yeah, I guess pawn at f7, knight e7. Pawn at h6. And the attack of white just plays itself, and black is on the defensive and will be on the defensive for a long time. There's this nice move, takes, and you have to take back with the knight, of course, otherwise you lose the queen. And then bishop at f6 first, or take here first. Both are fine, but bishop at f6 is the move to follow up. Yeah, he finds it nice, and this is just over, because bishop takes here in the worst case. But how to defend g7? Yeah, Mathace just resigns, and Simba only needs one more game. Because it's, if you didn't know, the format is first to 5.5 points. So he could also do with a draw. So he's going for this line again. And now c3, which seems to be a good move against the French setup. Because usually the French setup doesn't bring what you want. With black it doesn't get active if white plays it nicely. Because now if bishop e7 for example, or just the knight comes on h5 and noise here. So take. If you take back knight at h5 already. Bishop f4 is also a nice move because it makes these bishops look a bit silly. But Mathace might win, might have chances this game. Would be good for the match to at least have him on the board. So knight a5, he wants to go to c4 I guess. I And queen a4 is could be a nice move here now. Provoking c6 or just moving back. Now it's no longer attractive because then the knight could be traded and a knight on d3 could land. Yeah, he's trying to find something here. But yeah, the knight on d3 is going to be annoying. He missed it. Definitely he missed this. This is over already. Because takes here and takes there. Yeah, this should be close to mate already, but even just bishop at c6. Knight at g4. Knight at g4, king here, knight takes f2. King back, pawn at g3, mate. Yeah, this is huge. 6-0. I thought Simba was slight favorites, but indeed, for Ominous also stating in the chat that he didn't expect this to be 6-0. I didn't expect it either. It was a huge score difference indeed. So let me switch to the bracket to show where we are right now. And I'll also check the calendar if there's something else coming up. Let's do that first. So tomorrow we'll have another match, and this weekend we have some more matches. I'd especially be looking forward to this one. I expect it to be a really high quality match. Don't know if I'll be able to stream it, maybe. Okay, so yeah, mathace lost against the Lone Wolf, as I said in the beginning. Let's just check where Simba is. Thanks for the follow, Simba, and congrats on your game. Your easy 6-0. Yeah, the third. I think you are mentioning the third game, Chuck. I'm not sure. I'll check. This game should have been lost. I'll check after, but first let's see. Simba is here. He's going to play the loser of 185. Let's see who that is. Okay, so he's up versus Chicken, Crossroad or Duchesse next. Will be a challenge for Simba. Indeed, but he crushing mathace with 6-0. So there's still some prospect for him in the lower bracket. As you can see, I'm also here. I'll probably message John tomorrow or today with some proposal, and then you'll see when I'm going to play. And I expect Chicken Crossroad to win against the Duchesse, so probably Simba will play Duchesse next. But let's just quickly look at the third game. It was really interesting. Pawn at h2 was really a really nice move. It's also the first computer move, nice. So pawn at h2, d4 played. Pawn at b2. Okay, I thought bishop f5, but pawn at b2 is also still black is better in the preliminary stockfish analysis. So knight at d5. Here he missed mate in 6. Let's check it out. So knight takes c1 or takes c1 knight. And he played bishop at e2, but he had to preserve the bishop in hand. He He needed a diagonal. So you had to go knight at b2, forcing the king to take here. Then go rook at a1. And now you have the diagonal left in your hand to go for the mate on d2. Maybe you referenced this, Jack, I'm not sure. But at least it did, yeah, this was close for Mathace. And this is already also a very important game, the third game. 2-1. That's a nice 2-1. You get the black game next. And you'll get there. But after that, Mathace never got back into the match. Okay, so let's see if when I will stream next. I think my next stream will be this one tomorrow, or the day after tomorrow, Elite Arena. I'm going to leave it a very short stream today because I had a long day at work, but I felt like giving some commentary on the Crazy House World Championship, and also getting back into streaming after being a few days away from home. So I hope you have a very nice day wherever you are, and I'll hope to see you Saturday in the Elite Arena. Stay safe, guys.